Imagine someone silently walked into your room right now and started watching you. Within seconds, your behavior would change. You might sit up straighter, move more carefully, think more about what you're doing. But why? Why does the simple feeling of being watched have the power to change us? More than 100 years ago, researchers at a factory called Hawthorne Works were trying to improve productivity. They changed the lighting, adjusted work schedules, and modified conditions throughout the factory. Something strange happened. Productivity often improved no matter what was changed. Researchers proposed a fascinating explanation. The workers knew they were being observed. Today, this idea is known as the Hawthorne Effect. The insight was simple. People often behave differently when they know someone is paying attention, but it goes much deeper than a factory floor. In 2006, researchers at Newcastle University conducted a small experiment at an office coffee station. Employees could take coffee and leave money in an honesty box. Nobody was watching. Some weeks, researchers placed a picture of flowers above the box. Other weeks, they displayed a picture of human eyes. The result was surprising. When the eyes were displayed, people contributed significantly more money, not because anyone was actually watching them, but because their brains reacted as if someone might be. For most of human history, being watched meant being judged. And being judged could affect your reputation, your relationships, and even your chances of survival. Our brains still carry that ancient wiring. The fear of observation doesn't only change how we behave, sometimes it changes how well we perform. Psychologist Robert Zionk found that audiences can improve performance on simple or well-practiced tasks. An experienced athlete may perform better in front of thousands of spectators. The pressure sharpens their focus. But beginners often experience the opposite effect. Instead of focusing on the task, they become focused on themselves. They stop doing the thing and start thinking about doing the thing. That's why people freeze during presentations, why students forget answers they knew 5 minutes earlier, why speaking in front of a mirror feels easy, but speaking in front of a crowd feels impossible. Observation creates self-awareness, and self-awareness can sometimes get in the way. The idea of being watched has influenced society for centuries. In 1791, philosopher Jeremy Bentham proposed a prison called the Panopticon. The design allowed prisoners to never know when a guard was watching them. Because they could always be watched, they had to act as if they were always being watched. Eventually, they became their own guards. Today, the same idea appears everywhere: social media, schools, workplaces, security cameras, and smartphones. We live in a world where observation is constant. Modern researchers have even found evidence that awareness of surveillance can change what people choose to read and search for online. Not because they're doing anything wrong, but because observation changes behavior, and that's the real lesson. You have never lived a day completely free from the influence of being observed, the opinions of friends, the expectations of family, the presence of strangers, and the invisible audience inside your own mind. All of them shape who you become. So, here's a question. Who are you when nobody is watching? Because the answer might reveal more about your true self than anything you do in front of a crowd. Let me know down in the comments, and thanks for watching.